Hi friends, this is Mark Hicks. This is the third video that I'm putting out today to let you know what you need to know about the new Unity Urban Ministerial School website. And the focus here is on your story as a minister or as a student. There was once a man who made his living telling stories. And he talked about people that were in despair and were eventually healed. He talked about people that had been knocked down and were able to overcome great difficulties. And as you know, that person was Jesus. And Jesus was the original urban minister. And I believe he was the original urban minister because he was able to tell stories that had powerful effects on people. Let me share with you why I believe that's true. We live in a digital world, or a digital age. And today, stories are the way that authenticity is established. Without a story, without sharing one's own story, we really don't get to know you or why it is that you have gone into the ministry. When you tell your story, you also, in a very unique way, provide the power for others to overcome their obstacles, because your story inspires others. Stories also simplify the message. We too often can get out in the weeds with theological discourse, but when we stick to stories, we convey the central essence of who we are in a unique way. But most important, stories are something that bring us together. When we share our stories, we have a natural affinity for one another. And the urban school, as the banner says, begins with education, but it continues on with a community. And without sharing stories, it's very difficult to build a community. But when we are willing to share those stories, our stories, then community just emerges. It shapes, it comes about without any effort at all. So the message here is, I would like you to log in, and I would like you to go to your personal page on this website, and I would like you, in the first person, to share your story. Why is it that you chose to go into the ministry? Why is it that you selected the Unity Urban Ministerial School? What have you discovered along the way? What are the joys that you've had in ministry? And how has the community helped you? If you will do that, and you will put out here on this website your story, it is the best contribution you can make to not only the Unity Urban Ministerial School, but to the Unity movement. Because today, so many people believe that we can have churches without ministers. And I believe that the central role of ministers is to tell stories. They've been doing it a long time, and stories are powerful. So here's how you go about doing that. Let me give you a couple examples of some wonderful stories. Here is Carol Amos, known as one of the original Detroit 8. And if you click on her page, you'll see that she has written a book called Stumbling into Greatness. I've placed the introduction out there so that you can read it. But it's a wonderful example of how Carol has shared with us not only her story, but the story of the 7 others who with her made up what are known as the Detroit 8. And about the first class of students that came out of the Unity Urban Ministerial School. I will also give an example of 2 of my friends from Austin, Texas. 2 of my colleagues were in the same church. Belinda Lightheart has shared her story with us. And Mary Grace Sorensen also has shared her story with us. And so not everyone here has uploaded their story, but everyone has a wonderful story. And so what I would like you to do is to go to Home and click on Login. And I'm going to put in, I'm going to log in as Maurice Williams. Many of you know or knew Maurice. He was a well-loved Unity minister, one of the original 8, I believe, who went on to serve at Unity Village on the faculty there. And here is a little bit about Maurice's story. And my point is Maurice has moved on. He's had his transition. But his story is still alive. His story is still with us, if it's available. And through this website, we are preserving the stories of the students, of the alumni, and your story is there as well. You'll notice that the URL for this is uums.online/community/Maurice Williams. Each of you, as a faculty member, as a alumni, as a student, has a page. It will be /community/first name, last name. And you have the ability to go in and edit that story, and edit that page. And so we're logged in as Maurice, and you'll see that there's an option here to edit profile. I will click on it, and you'll see that a text box comes up. It's a little word processor that has the ability to put in bold and italics, to put in links and bullet points and so forth. And so I put this in here from a biography that I had gotten about Maurice. And I would like you, each of you, to go in, to log in, and to upload a few paragraphs of your personal story. How did you get into Unity? What brought you to the school? How has your experience been in ministry? How has the school helped you in that ministry? What are your aspirations? If you will do that, you will not only make a wonderful contribution to the Urban Ministerial School, you will be making a wonderful contribution to everyone who comes out here and thinks they may be interested in ministry, and they want to know more about urban ministry in particular. Your story helps define that. So would you please, I'm asking you, would you log in, share your story, post it out here. Know that you can change it at any time. Now, for those of you who don't have computers or are just scared to death of doing this, all you need to do is to send me a little picture of yourself, a little graphic, and you can paste your story into the text of an email message. You can send it to me at mark@truthunity.net, mark@truthunity.net, and I will be glad to upload it for you. So if you can do email, you can have your story posted out here. If you want to do it yourself, and I encourage you to do that, go ahead and log in. But if not, just go ahead and send me a picture and a couple paragraphs of your personal story. Not only would I be grateful, but we would all benefit from your own experience. Thank you so much. Goodbye.